Do you know what a sentence needs to be coherent? Or if you want to sound more fluent, organized, and professional, whether you are writing essays or speaking in interviews, the secret lies in something super simple but often overlooked. And it is called as transition words. And today I'm breaking them down for you in a way that is super easy to remember and apply. Whether it is IELTS, SAT, TOEFL, GRE, Duolingo, or even just professional emails or professional conversations, transition words are a game changer. Now, there are different types of transition words, but before that, let's understand what is a transition word. So, transition words are the words or phrases that connect different parts of your writing, like sentences or paragraphs, to create a smooth and logical flow for the reader. They are also known as linking words or transitional phrases, or you can say connectors. Sometimes I use the word connector. So these are the different types of transition words. Broadly, there are four types of transition words, which we'll be discussing in this session. The first transition word is called as addition. There are different words that you can use, and it will give the indication to the other person that you are adding on to some kind of information. For example, like if I want to say, I went to the market and there I saw my friend. Let's say I added up two different clauses here. It was an addition. Or let's say when I want to talk about advantages of internet. So I'll say the first advantage is this, and then also this, additionally this. So these are the addition connectors. So this is what you can note it down. You can take your notebook and try to note it down. The first is also, then you can say further, furthermore, moreover, in addition, apart from this, additionally, what is more, and besides, as well as, even more, on top of that, not only but also, besides this and another. All these words will give the signal that you are adding on to some kind of information. The next type is contrast. Contrast is used when you want to flip the script, when you want to show something opposite. Okay? Something opposite. Like if I say a random name I'm taking, let's say John, for example, John. So John is smart, but. So now you will get an indication that although he is smart, but when I use the word but, it means you have to look for something opposite to smart. Okay? So this but is showing contrast, right? So these are the connectors that you can use, which will give an indication that you are contrasting the ideas. The first one is, however, on the other hand, in contrast, conversely, nevertheless, but, although, though, then you can also use even though, nonetheless, yet, whereas, while, despite that, still, whilst. The last one is pronounced as whilst. Now, a pro tip from my end, that is, it is always good if you use the word however in your oral communication, or you can say not oral specifically, but in your writing. Try to use however, especially the students who will be taking their SAT exam. Whenever you see different contrast options in your options list, give your preference to choosing however. Okay, let's say there are four options and two of them has, one is however and another one is having, let's say, nevertheless or nonetheless. Your preference will go to however. Why? Because it is more professional, more formal. So now let's move on to the next type. The next type is cause and effect. So it means that when you want to show that something happened because of something, then you will use these connectors. So if you want to show the cause, then you will use the words like since, because, as, due to, owing to, given that, considering that. And when you want to show the effect of it, then you will say therefore, thus, as a result, consequently, so, hence, for this reason, and that is why. That is why. Avoid using short forms if you are writing any formal essays. So it should be that is why. Next type is time and sequence. Time and sequence, that shows um, like use them when you are listing steps or telling a story, right? And these are gold for speaking or descriptive essays, right? So if you want to show, let's say, sequence, then you can say first, second, then next, after that, finally, in the end, and at last. And when you want to show time, then you can say before or after, meanwhile, during, later, eventually, soon as, by the time, immediately, at the same time, or from then on. So these are the connectors for time and sequence. Next up, which is the last one, this is summary or conclusion. So when you want to summarize the information, which is written when you're writing an essay, so summary or conclusion is written at the end. So when you want to summarize it, start with the concluding phrase or a word. Okay? And these are those words. You can say in conclusion, to sum up, to summarize, in summary, all in all, overall, finally, in brief. Or you can say in short, to wrap up, as a result, on the whole, in the end, taking everything into account, and ultimately. So these are the summary or conclusion connectors. Do not forget to put comma after every summary connector, or you can say phrase. I hope you all have understood these transition words and now you are ready to attempt this quiz. You can take a few seconds or you can pause the video and try to attempt this question. We'll check the answers then. So here it says she studied very hard for the exam. Blank, she scored the highest marks in the class. What should we write? Nevertheless, as a result, on the contrary, or yet? I hope you have written the answers. Let's check. The correct answer is as a result. We cannot choose nevertheless because it is opposite. On the contrary is also opposite. Yet is also opposite. So if she has worked hard, definitely she is going to score the highest marks or score good. So B is the correct answer. This is the second question. It says, I enjoy Italian food. I enjoy eating Italian food. Blank. I like trying different types of pasta dishes. Options are, however, for example, otherwise, in contrast. You can take your time. Okay, let's check. So they are talking about Italian food and the type which is mentioned over here is pasta dishes. So pasta is an Italian food. So what should we write? However, it is opposite. No, however should not be the correct answer. For example, yes, Italian food and they are given this example pasta. Otherwise, no, it is not making sense. And in contrast, it is opposite. So correct answer, yes, correct answer is for example. Next, the last question. We were planning to go hiking. Blank. It started raining heavily, so we cancelled our trip. The options are in addition, consequently, however, therefore. You can choose the correct answer choice. Let's check. So we planned to go for hiking, but it got cancelled. So I also said, but are we having something related to but? Yes, we have however. So we should choose however. C. Yes, so that is the correct answer. So I hope you all have understood the session. If yes, do subscribe and like this video. And till then, take care. Bye bye. See you in the next session.